Welcome to part 2 of the video snapshot on GIMP. In this video we will be looking at some basic tools in GIMP. To start, we're going to open GIMP. When you open GIMP, you will see a toolbox on both the left hand and right hand side. This will have all the tools that you need to do any photo editing or image editing. You can go up to Windows and you can change it from single window mode, which will unlock the toolbars and allow you to move them around the screens to where you'd like them. However, I find that the single window mode makes it easier to use. To start with, we're just going to click File and New. This will create a new blank document. Whenever you create a document, you need to know what you're planning on doing with it. So if it's for printing, you will want to go to an A4 or A3 type size, which is your normal printing paper. Or if it's for online, you can choose web-based size like 1024 by 768, which is your general web-based sized screen. As you can see, you can go up to template and you can choose. There are a number of template sizes, everything from CD cover, floppy label to even toilet paper, which is unusual. I'm going to go with an A4 print page. Another thing you need to be aware of, you can choose any sizes you want. You can choose whether it's in millimeters, pixels, centimeters, inches, feet, and you can change the size to a size that you choose. And you can choose to make it portrait or landscape, portrait being upright, landscape lying across the page. I'm going to leave mine on portrait and at the normal A4 size, and OK. This creates a simple blank page that you can start creating on. With the new page, you can draw, paint, add text, and just generally muck around. However, we're going to look at image editing using photos. So for that we need to open a photo. So we go File and Open. As you can see in the Open dialog box, you can click on the right hand side to see the preview of what you're opening. We're going to open this photo. Some simple things you can do to enhance a photo. If you go to Colours, you can go to Curves. Curves will help you to lighten an image or darken an image. In this case, I think the image could do with being just a little bit lighter. So we drag that curve line up and then click OK. You can also, in colours, you can play around with the brightness and the contrast. So getting more contrast, you will find that that doesn't really work well on photos of people if you go too far. A little bit will just make that photo stand out and pop a bit. If we untick the preview box, you will see what it looked like before and after the contrast. You can also go to Hue Saturation. In here you can pull up the saturation, so more colour. Again, on people it tends to make their faces a little bit red, but it can be great on photos of gardens and plants. You can also play around with how light or dark it is in here, but again, this is a lightness and darkness that doesn't look natural on a person, where the curves has a more natural look. And hue will change the actual colours of the hue of the colours in the image. We might leave that one on 0. If your photo seems to have too much of a certain colour, so it's too green, blue, red, you can click on colour balance and you can adjust actual colors, so less green, more magenta, or less yellow, a bit more blue, depending on what your photos needs. Another thing you may want to do with the photo is crop it. This is simple. In GIMP, simply go to the crop tool and drag it over the area you wish to crop. If you're not happy with the area you've chosen, you can simply go to the crop box, click on it and drag to move it around, or click on one of the corners and you'll see a little box pop up which will allow you to move that corner around. Once you've got the area that you want, simply double click and you will have cropped the image. In anything you do in GIMP, you can undo or redo simply by going Ctrl Z for undoing and Ctrl Y for redoing, or you can go to the history palette. If you click up on the right hand side on the undo arrow, you will see anything that you've done. At this point we've cropped the image, we've done the brightness and contrast, we've done the curves. If you click back, it will go back to the stages before that. If you click on the paintbrush, this will remove everything that you've done that's in the history palette and take you back to where you were. Also, up in File, you can go up and you can click on Revert. This will also take you back to the last save. Go back and redo a few of those steps. Another thing you may need to do is resize your photo so that the actual image size is small and that you have a smaller image that you could be sending if you wanted to email or put it on the web and you needed a smaller size. For that, you need to go to Image and Scale Image. In here you can choose again pixels, percent, millimeters, and you can choose the size that you want your image to be. If the little chain icon, it looks like an unbroken chain, it will change the width or the height in aspect ratio with the other. If you click on that and unlink it, you will actually warp the image when you scale it. As you can see, too skinny. We'll just undo that one and go back to Scale Image. Make sure that the link's locked, and then when you scale it will keep it in perspective. And that will give me a small image. To see the image as the size that you've saved it to, you can go down to the percent that will show you what you're seeing and go to 100%. That will show you the image as it's been saved to the exact size. If you have any questions about how to use GIMP, there is a good user manual. Simply click on Help and you can either go to GIMP Online or you can go to the user manual, and it has simple instructions, everything from basic concepts to create, open, saving files, drawing simple objects, how to use dialogues. Once you click on that, you will find your GIMP user manual opens, and there are many. If you can see in the left hand side the menu, everything from getting started to how do I become a GIMP wizard, which has all the basics of using GIMP. Thank you for checking out the second part of the GIMP snapshot video with me. On the next one we will look a little bit more in depth into how you can do some image editing, add some text to your images, and a little bit of playtime. Thank you. Bye.